Cupcakes. Chapter 1. Is it a prank? The air was warm, the sun was shining, and every pony in Ponyville was having a glorious day. The town square was bustling and crowded, and busy ponies filled the streets. All the pony folk seemed to have somewhere specific to be, all except Rainbow Dash. Her place was in the sky. She tore freely through the air, speeding one way and the next, buzzing the treetops, and racing the wind. Rainbow felt alive. Suddenly, Dash remembered that she had somewhere to be. She was supposed to meet with Pinkie Pie. In 5 minutes! Dash had gotten so caught up in her exercises that she'd nearly forgotten that Pinkie had asked to meet her at Sugar Cube Corner at 3. Pinkie hadn't said why or what they'd be doing, but Dash knew that with Pinkie it could be anything. Dash wasn't sure if she really wanted to go, though. She was so engaged with her stunts that she thought about blowing Pinkie off to continue flying. But Dash's conscience got the better of her. She knew that it would hurt Pinkie's feelings. After all, Pinkie had said it was going to be something special, just for the two of them. Pinkie might have found more fun stuff to pull in folks, and they'd had so much fun the last time. Dash kicked into overdrive to make up for lost time and sped to her appointment. When Dash walked into the store, she was immediately greeted by her host, who was bouncing in excitement.
"Ah, you're here! I've been waiting all day!"
said the jumping pony.
"Sorry if I'm a little late, Pinkie. I was doing my afternoon exercises and lost track of time."
Dash apologized. Pinkie giggled and responded in a gleefully reassuring tone.
"Oh, that's okay. You're here now. What's a few more minutes? I've been so excited thinking about all fun stuff you're gonna do. I haven't stopped bouncing since I woke up. I almost forgot to breathe. I've been so happy. I've been so excited."
Dash gave a slightly uncomfortable laugh. She had always appreciated Pinkie Pie's friendly, outgoing way of life, but Pinkie's overabundant enthusiasm almost creeped her out. Dash maintained a polite expression, however. If Pinkie was this worked up, whatever she had planned must be good.
"So, you ready to get started, Rainbow Dash? I've got everything all ready,"
the pink pony said. Dash psyched herself up.
"You betcha, Pinkie! So what do you got planned? We gonna prank somebody? I got a couple of good ones I've been thinking about. Or maybe you've got some stunts I could try. Or perhaps..."
"Cupcakes!"
Pinkie happily announced. "Baking?" Dash was disappointed.
"Pinkie, you know I'm not good at baking. Remember last time?"
"Oh, that's not a problem at all. I only need your help making them. I'll be doing most of the work,"
Pinkie explained. Dash thought about it for a second.
"Well, all right. I guess that's okay. What exactly do you need me to do?"
"That's the spirit. Here you go."
Pinkie handed Dash a cupcake. Dash was puzzled.
"I thought I was helping you bake."
"You will be. I made this one just for you before you got here."
"So, is this like taste testing or something?"
"Sorta," Pinkie said. She chewed a bit and swallowed. Not bad.
"Okay. Now what?"
Dash asked.
"Now, you take a nap."
Puzzled, Dash opened her mouth, but felt instantly lightheaded. A wave of dizziness washed over her. The world spun, and seconds later, she collapsed to the floor. Chapter 2. Please don't do it, Pinkie. When Dash regained consciousness, she found herself in a dark room. She tried to shake her head, but found that a taut leather strap held it firmly in place. She struggled to move, but braces around her chest and limbs glued her to a rack formed from a series of sturdy planks, which spread her legs wide apart. Dash's wings were the only part of her not tied down, and they fluttered frantically while she struggled to escape. As she writhed, Pinkie jumped suddenly into her line of sight.
"Goody, you're awake! Now we can get started!"
Pinky stated gleefully. She bounded into the darkness and quickly reappeared, pushing a small cart covered with a cloth.
Pinky, what's going on? I can't move!
Dash said urgently.
Well, duh. That's because you're tied down.
Chided Pinky.
But why? What's happening? I thought you said I was going to help make cupcakes!
You are helping. You see, I ran out of the special ingredient. And I need you to get more.
Special ingredient?
Dash was now breathing heavily and starting to panic.
What special ingredient?
Pinky giggled and responded.
The enclosed instruction book.
Silly.
Dash's eyes widened and her face contorted in fear. Stretching the thing out, Pinky brought the down hard at the base. Instantly, Dash screamed and thrashed her. The movement threw off Pinky's aim. She tried to hit the mark again, but missed and carved a huge slice into Dash's...
Dash, you gotta stay still or I'll keep missing!
She worked the back and forth with her front hooves. It sliced effortlessly through the the feeling of the jagged grinding into her made Dash want to...
Pinky yanked the thing as hard as she could.
The bone snapped, but the blue pony held, then tore away. The pool ripped away a long strip of spaghetti all the way down Dash's mushroom to her
koopalings.
You know, I thought you were tough. I thought you could handle anything. I've had fools stand up better than you. Do I have to baby you? Huh? Is that how you want me to remember you? As a baby?
As picking up the can, Pinky walked over to Dash's left, holding some things in her mouth. Pinky carefully picked up a and positioned it at the seam between her victim's front left and she then grabbed her and took careful aim.
No, Pinky!
Dash screamed.
No! No!
But came down and then punctured Dash's
Oosters.
the white hot
Toast.
was too much. Dash as she pulled and thrashed at the braces, causing her rod to rub and tear. Pinky tried to line up another but couldn't find her aim and let out a frustrated grunt. When Pinky brought the back to take a wild swing, Dash burst out crying and begging.
Please stop! Please stop!
Electricity rocketed through Dash's
Enclosed instruction book.
In a few minutes, you won't be able to feel...
The enclosed instruction book.
Then you'll be able to stay awake to watch the harvest.
Dash started to cry again. She choked out.
Yeah?
Dash sobbed.
Yeah. I could see you wanting to do that.
Replied the party pony.
Sometimes, I just want to give up. Just say, I'm done with this mess, and go to bed. But you know what? You can't shrug off your responsibilities. You got to pull yourself up and meet the challenges head on. That's the only way you're gonna get ahead in life. Ah, don't go yet, Dash.
Pinky started pulling out the rest,
The enclosed instruction book.
pausing with each removal.
I know I can be a real
Enclosed.
pancreas, but you know I'm just
Enclosed.
kidney with you. You really got to learn to
Closed.
liver it up! Boy, these jokes are getting
Closed.
flatter! Guess you gotta develop a
Closed.
stomach for them!
Use your side. Yeah, right. Use the side.
It was Dak and Jack's night meet in its bustling streets of Ponyville, except not to such state of affairs as that just intimated, as Darkness and Jackson was keep ponies indoor, and Foff streets indoor, where hay were. Hay is mean cows. Just look at that clouds, Fluttershy mused with hit of sadness. They hug in love, strictly Palatnik, and mutual pain. I am still not built rainbow dishes, darling God. Fluttershy moaned softly and with delicate voice, more so even than an ordinary course of affairs. Understand?
I know.
Reply by Rarity.
She was best friend like all others. A tragic stork. That is had cost us to lose her.
Fluttershy nodded, Frank explaining. I understand now, Fluttershy said, smelling with soulful heart fled high, but tear and never less sad. But, dost thou fairly lend credence to the mere verisimilitudes uttered in raucous illness of consideration by unwashed races? Fluttershy asked, huskily asked, through rapidly trickling tears, and incapacities of voice box caused as direct consonants of intensifying kiring.
Not chance. There's no way that Pinkie Pie would ever perform such actions as those ascribed to her by those indigents.
Rarity tenderly moved Hoof up the Fluttershy eye and wiped tears away. But not so tender on Fort, as equine hoofs are extremely ill-equipped to do such things. My eye! Fluttershy squealed, wrenching back and putting own hoof to Ige. At which points he squealed and wrenched back, before putting own hoof to her eye again. Repeated the process, continued several times until was backed up against wall and decided to stop putting own hoof up to eye, in recognition of cause and effect.
Sorry,
said Rarity sheepishly.
but just can't be that it's the truth. Lacerate Felsh and dissembled crops of Rainbow Dash. Not Pinkie Pie. It must have been the wind.
Reasoned. Is that paper? She was looking down to the bottom of the door. Rarity looked in response, and eyes wide and mouth open.
Why is? But
She walked over it.
I did not put paper on that section of floor.
Pick up. And what did say? It was saying,
Dear Rarity, hey! I know you will have fun times, but you did have to shut window on me. Sheesh! Can please come to generic moderate-sized shack in abandoned woods outside of town, and far from notice of authorities or any such others as might make attempt rescue your, hang on, give me a minute. Where did put the eraser? Well, can't find it, whatever. Hey, please come, yes, please come there. Lots of love, secret admirer.
They elfed and braved the element. A long way through town and approaching merry-go-round several decimals of kilometer from exit, this reminded Fluttershy and said, Before we go, I'd visit graveyard to upset grave rainbow dashes. Rarity could a gear less and not more at so in pouring rain and fudner. Her grill stood in highert of graves, staring at Rainbow Dash Tosmsot. Grav said words on it. Rainbow Dash is dead.
Using why it says that on Gave. Is it 'cause Rainbow Dash was Poneflick and I am...
Fluttershy put hoof out in shudder of crying Rarity and said with motorly, Yes, But although different bells, can still friends. On this, and while staring into grave that seemed to star back, Rarity at sudden bursts in tres and dive bomb clinging to dear one Cathart.
Thank you, Fluttershy, for my friend.
Fluttershy smiled at grass since head at sight of Rarity, and the torrential relish of Emshin foreign Rarity caused Fluttershy to also accept Cathar's first laugh, and so start cry and soft say, Thank you, Rarity, for my friend. And Relsing each other form cling, but still within shared personal space, seeing now tears gesha in both eyes, put fornt hoofs tugde while then added carrot pain crunchuring adifter, calls eyes, and look up to know Jax me Sykes and say,
Thank you, Rainbow Dash, for our friend.
Thank you, Rainbow Dash, for our friend. Random stumbled on place in abandoned woods that figured matched extremely vague description given to them. It was a room of filled bone chairs and streamers, skull's floor. Hang of that at selling on the ceiling was sign saying, Life is a party. And the texting was red like blood is to be in medical sources. Rarity and Fluttershy scared and absolutely blinking terrified because good grief wouldn't you be. Ran for it behind, but who was now behind without either there or camera's notice up to this precise point? Pinkie Pie!
Girls, it is so lovely that you choose to stay, so stay a while. Add them to forever! Oh, my friends, I love you all so much. I just have to do this with all of you. I am save you. Say much. And it's your numbers too, so double the fun. 2 times funness. A 200% increase in quotient of entertainment.
At which point Rarity abruptly cut her off with indescribable indignation and inferiority.
That is mathematically incorrect assertion!
And hefting hoof right back, smacked the giggling, furgurous face of Mad Clown Pinkie Pie with a resounding clap of thunderous thunder that timed conventionally to the actual thunder outside, as evidencing by the lightning visible through creepy crossbarred window in background. Movie. Fluttershy draws sharpened breath. Rarity scream.
You the kill kid, our friend!
Oh.
And Pinkie Pie was sad at reaction.
Don't be Asta. I have you here now to do the same again. It's not over. And you really did use to make cupcakes for no adequately explained reason.
Fluttershy weepingly say, shaking head as if pleading with Pinkie Pie that not the truth.
Yes, and again.
Get in chair.
I have to order. She demands, and then for your own good. So now.
Who demand?
Rarity Feroz Ultimate.
Enough talk!
Pinkie Pie took control, using immense power. They went back to earning. Pinkie Pie emerged from other side of junction mentioned several parags ago. Hold the doll.
Wow! Leaving?
No. In left hoof was curious figurine, shaped like one. Clarification, that is pony. But a halo on Ed, and skull on legs, with lashings of stock Halloween-style candies on it elsewhere. Halo was made of paper-based stuff like what Cupcakes tend come in. Hate that! Who asked for those things? Pew! Spit out of mouth, or do not want.
What is?
Rarity asked, pointing at the thing. Pinkie Pie say,
Who else? Silly? The great good-ass Twinkleberry.
Get back in chairs.
Number is given by great good-ass Twinkleberry, who am worshipped because as for to act of defiance of societal expectations and for various other reasons.
Nagelk to mention before main mate will steadily become evident as of point now.
Yes. She because I bake Rainbow Dash, and Glider, and all of those with number or onwards sacrifice. I have nibbles me too because taste good. That's good. X15 I'll gild herself because she did not have number.
There, structural integrity of canon preserved.
Goodness, so much better than stupid grand goddess of Mower, who abandoned me and not exit.
Further again at that.
I don't even wear yellow eyeliner.
Bad eye slid. Rarity's sake and displeased.
Why, Pinkie Pie, that is positively outrageous. This is completely unacceptable. Yellow eyeliner must not warn.
Pinkie Pie had fed up of not rep sect for Belf. And so it is because of Belf that she would mak bakes out of still scremming bodies of friend. It is makes sense. Fluttershy cast aside tears, figuratively as had learned lesson of trying remove them by hoof, and made for bold defiance like an episode presumably made at some point where she performed such action for moral.
Well, you asked me I'd have done such things as were described articulately by you. But you would never attack us alive.
Movie option quick zooms in pink face.
Can be arranged!
The positivity of response did not concern, and she swiftly made for Rarity and grabbed neck, pressing and causing asphyxiatory action.
Rarity gurgly gasping body flail worthlessly,
and Pinkie Pie just intense stare into eyes in silence. Rarity fadingly re-op eyes to answer, but for the nothing but abyss staring back.
Fluttershy could do nothing but stand there and watch because she was girl.
But thankfully, author of story personally appeared within course of narrative to advise her that girls can overcome gender stratification, which when Fluttershy asked what was meant, was explained that femmes should not be afraid to act in times of call for action, and not to listen to Hollywood plot devices. Fluttershy nodded head, and Arthur returned from whence they whence came hence tensed her face and obtained enough courage just before Pinkie Pie administered final blow of suffocating death. Grabbed Pinkie Pie from behind like character in Japanese lasso swords, where Radish Man was attempt to kill the sun, but Big Green was there to assist. Fluttershy hauled Pinkie Pie off of beloved friend, who then recovered breath and panted in trauma exhaust. Pinkie Pie struggled with arched back against Fluttershy, who, despite wise words of incredibly pretty, well-dressed, attractive off-row, was in fact weak girl incapable of accomplished such action as boy of average strength. Ferris Badal insurance to what Fluttershy tried to hold, causing gyrate and frantic swerving farshing at, clattering bonds and skulls on floor. At one point Pinkie Pie bashed Fluttershy back into wall, which she squealed, and knocked down posters saying, "Love is got others and mak vitals into pastry consumables." But throw this so far, Fluttershy man keep hodling the pink one under Oxters. Bell!
Who canned it, Fluttershy? Belve!
How I've make cupcakes. Get Proceedings of 75th Annual Intercontinental Symposium on Metzgelian Methods of Chartered Accountancy.
Giving up? Fluttershy, you are frail and I have power. Come on, you all will have fun, but shoot her alive.
Fluttershy swordbit natter added weak will getting better of her, and in pan from Pinkie Pie's devastating balls. But smun courage and keep her slut.
No, I must stop you.
Well, it was valiant swordmit huddling at some, but now Pinkie Pie almost breaking free from grasp. Only thing holding at point was Pinkie Pie limbs convulsing at sexual fill from tight wrap of gasping Fluttershy bod, and raw feral insensity of citation. Because let's sell copies / tickets movie. Heaving flutter flanks, whatever those are, bracing desperately against the airtight leather as well as skin of pink eye for bent pie. Furl was feel, but it did not further than this, because to be quite blunt, that would just be completely ridiculous. And Fluttershy sensed the fellings within Pinkie Pie, and was now losing muscle power herself owing to sickness at this relevation, which is make bad citation baddest. Fluttershy barely get voice between exhausted gasps.
Is this why you rainbow dash, Pinkie? I am sense plus.
Pinkie Pie in shock and legs give further.
What a talk! I am for Sab Soul! It has happened to Condensed and also Searchless Orange as well, so... Do not looking at back of head like that! I did not indulge any such inapproptness and victs. Oddly cut and made into cupcakes, nothing more than...
Pinkie Pie, please stop and go home. I can forgive her. Because Fluttershy's unkind love for all, and it hurts her, but also for even cereal cupcake Claire's. And modestly also add Rolf Jamesler, if there was equivalent of notoriously generally disliked figure. Although did decline alcohol like all despotic mass slaughter tyrants. In Ponyland, who knows? Pinkie Pie fighting own lilting of furries at soft, though panting grievously, fios of good old fearnd. Sudden visions enter mind of happy TMs with fearns, when still sane and not thinking mechgy into cakes was advisable course of action. And Princip of sufficient earson for first time since Bergdown made tiniest inlay back into Bairn. She is Wartor start kiring. Oh, Fluttershy, what have done?
Eat death!
What are you out now? Pinkie said, unrealized that Rarity had made use of time to charge special tack over course of last 5 episodes. No! Even me can't withstand it! Pinkie Pie explained for audience benefit.
Yes, can!
Came Rarity incisive reply. Except Fluttershy said, Rarity, hang on. Give me 1 second, Pinkie Pie. Rarity, what you just said was a less than appropriate retort to the statement to which it was a robot. Blast! The beam fired, and Pinkie Pie stared in horror. But it wasn't moving, because need more time, because more episodes necessary. After Rarity epiphany, Pinkie Pie snapped back to Insan. Twinkleberry! I am follow of your... Stick down in Fivels! But in Fivels not stuck down or going west. Stuck down for secret harsh real not known of Pinkie Pie. Was Twinkleberry actually not exist? And on reaching such qued conclusion of consequence of tremendously hubristic and presumptuous of Will Devon, prayer not answer, completely lost mind, as if hadn't already. And shout, If can't have goodness, then none has! Pinkie Pie compelled Bork out of Fluttershy weakened graps, and branching a knife from the cleft of her literary slit in Domnetic suit she had been wearing the whole time, as well as in the original story should go without say, despite that not own rights, movie. Branching a knife, too late! To the ball thinly fired off! Animators return from Streak, and boom! Except that single-handed, in one feel swoop was to convey what I am tiring to express artfully. Energy Ball was stock still not gone yet. Pinkie Pie was not gone also, and as inevitable dust clod clear, reveal hoof in front of Pinkie Pie tensed face, holding ball that is not hoof from any of ponies that have been previously established as being in room, but none than physical manifest of Twinkleberry. Offer was lie. Twinkleberry did exist. Pinkie Pie instant shout eyes and ecstatic. Yes! 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 Twinkleberry! I know it was exist! I did lying to trick them and imply the contrary! But hoof then arch over from aforementioned position, still clutching Death Ball, straight at Pinkie Pie face! But... Berg Hughes, Twinkleberry say with fire in ears, have failed them. Pinkie Pie blasted by generic energy ball, sent flying to far corner of Rickett Wood cabin that was not described Rickett nature of previously, and thereupon dead. Lat's thing that see forms straining eyes up at Vinette Hedgeworth's prowlwed. Was post or Fluttershy had corked it perviously, and Pinkie Pie the same yet even more, for she could not English, and had chilled torma of English t-shirt macking mockery in front of class for. So not nice gong, Fluttershy. Pinkie Pie! Fluttershy howl, and being only one seen Pinkie Pie had started to come to sense before Rarity Miss Godelby shout eat death. Out and now. Twinkleberry menacing walked towards Herosnes,
who in last 4 seconds had gathered near to junction.
Turn yours.
Twinkleberry was incredibly beautiful and long flow green hair. Middlingly light green. Dark brown body with lashings of red stripes on back half. But not on legs! Understand? Or as the Carolal. Fluttershy remark, your existence in direct contravention of teaching's grand...
Sparing physics! Snap goodness. Fellish morts that fought Belf in grand goodness. But little know that I am only...
Yes, Twinkleberry decided and take advantage of Lit Pinkie Pie who in existential crisis on account of generic teenage angst for rebel against unconventional and socially respectable Belf systems. Which is why Pinkie Pie made numbered ones in Cupcakes that provided as sacrifices to Twinkleberry. In the altar there in Hut that mentioned previously, it was actually the third bone chair from Right, do not own Right! Bone chair and Right mentioned in original story, so see this all planned in advance, despite that do not own rights, but confident this intention of a ridge offer.
Yes, as was saying.
This Felshout story does get joke Felsist thematically appropriate.
As was saying, would kindly stop interrupting, narrator.
Oh, sorry.
So power of cakes resurrect. I mean body, this is form the things I use. Due to Cupcake energy power. Me pound symbol.
But our goodness, and therefore do not require any manner of energy transference mechanism to perform as desired, since can do our thing.
I am not have time to explain all of plot holes. Take.
She raised hand again.
Blast beyond!
2 horrors look scared and shout, then dart off in opposite directions while beam fire at camera and hit it, which makes screen white. In movie option, it's inevitable. Power of spirit girls can overcome statistics! Raised and all joined hoof in air at center of triangle with which bodies now form despite being on stairs. All of one and one for one! Meanwhile, Twinkleberry, who had for some years been being delayed in reach girls to allow Rainbow Dash to make speech, because good reasons, swept from torch chamber to bottom of stairs, stair upstairs, and then...
Lie! All of my life looked down on by goods, because I'm girl. Better as direct consequence of this, and knowing this not power, actually self-hate villain. I think you foolish morts are needing lessons in how it starts.
How it start? Query came from the mouths of them whole of assembled puzzle. With their eye confused, no word was stated in order to assuage, but instead evil big-eyed Twinkleberry, whose flowing hair illicitly gushed down like waterfall, even though it didn't move. There are simply no words to describe. Which unfortunate, since this is all words. She looked downwards invitingly, and others looked down, and saw, below cloud standing, images far below in darkness. A big vitsa like through windows, of happy building was there. It was interior pink house, with luscious carpets and cake and banners on walls. On ceiling was sign that life is a party. And it was then hit them. What was who to have made such scene? For a voice echoing all around all now, that was meant to be person in room this polyed, that is out with perspective shown. Life is a party. Therefore every day I make parties in front of banner, cakes on table. Figure appeared in room, and tweezed the banners, and prodded cake on table. Not eat. She walked around in moped, no mope. But, and I have never asked before. Why? Figure turned to camera. Abject can guess who it was? All of ones on cloud will look on in burning wonder and wistful concern. What is point? Is this all that live is? A party? It is not point! It is not point! The pink, ghostly pink, wavering image slumped to Lossos carpet with green and blue checker marks, salute to perviously, though not fully decided at that point, and borked down.
What am I left for?
Voice act became particularly bad in movie on that line that will happen, and there was no answering. No comfort came to sobbing girl, but then Twinkleberry clicked hoof, and suddenly the image changed like slideshow, with old-fashioned projector click noise from 1920s. Now it was streets of town, and sad, barely moving figure of pinkiness walking through bustling unhappies. All of directions she languorously tuned to was smiling and pleasant.
Why are pleasant? Why are any of us pleased? It is well for us to all crumble, and even if I would not, this is still not mean. It's still not mean. It's still not mean.
Pink started to run, and finally fled of all Pearsons there, and away from town. The clicks come again. She ran to the fountain in center of town and stared in, and stare back was face. Pink face, like a bass! And Pink girl say soft,
This me. There is nothing there. Like fountain. Pouring parties like water seems fun forever as over and over again, and with no meaning band. Look like stable rather than actual there.
parted waters with her, and vision of her face shook and dissolved.
Illusion.
And then woke up.
Goodness.
She ran off, tears pouring like Fatancephal which had earth cushions stringed back like abyss. Click. In the heart of forest, in bright and lovingly glade of sun and lighter green grass with pretentious flowers, Pink one walked in center and collapsed.
Bills! Someone! Something! Any beginning fancy!
Sob and beyond sob, but utter breaking down of all conquerable and inconquerable barriers of wailing emotion and despair, an absolutely unfettered forlorn scream into abyss that is staring back as abyss does, for no adequately explained reason, as claimed by pretentious German. Thud, heard by all on the cloud, and two by the pink one from vision not on the cloud. Pink girl looked down the grass, and saw what was not before there. A books. Brown archic cover and old it. Leather binds and the pages. It's like a really old and impotent book. But it was the cover saw first. Book of Twinkleberry. Read book. Eyes start glazing, and the cloud watchers too glazed, squint to try see what words in were. They just catching glimpses though. Submit to me. Unto my graven image my acolytes submit the pastries. That which you are still alive following is direct cause of you incurst Sternhitte. Ones who try and stop you are monsters, and you must destoria them while also not being one. Te numbers shall be allotted a point time unto index to Book of Twinkleberry. Strange things. Whatever the whole was, the parts they could see was very strange and troubling. But not for the pink thing, who was already bouncing in joy after turn to last page. It was what caught them. The last page, camera linged on for time. And in the final hour, when the end cakes are baked, and ye are presented ought no mine image at altar in the manner that is meet and also meet, then shall the souls of thus taken be ushered into paradise.
Wee! 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 Wee!
Pinkie Pie said in the vision, yes, it was her all along! And before her, in the grass glade that had empty before, a mysterious carbon. The same carbon!
How simple that is something I can do with means! Save thousands of pads! Oh, they will be so happy! That would be most special experiences! Then when I bring each the rag, we'll have to make sure are awake and full cognizance of all that happened. The light will ensure us they are mangled beyond rection. Oh, and why not make surprise? I won't tell them what I'm doing, and then surprise when dead and it means something in pads! Yay! Stack my way!
And the figure ran into the cabin. Hera's heads were starting click like as unto cogs and old-fashioned analog clock like on Star Trek. Though have heard this was not kept in remake modern movie, so far as concerned, move is not canon!
Yay! My friends, I come for you!
Just like she ever used to when happy. Rarity said,
How of it to come back to life in midst of life, Rainbow Dash?
Rainbow Dash,
I awald where's I'll rather not be talk about that.
but sich is on Bedoy macrid poor pretty of Pinkie Pie bertade turf, except at same time expound absolute nothing.
That's why she been so happy last months,
Applejack said, who likewise had been with them since off-screen point. Other ponies were cringing at what had revealed to them of dear friends descent into Mounts.
and now
Twinkleberry grinning at them mouselessly and evil happy.
you seeing what it was. I bark friendship and love torn from your precious friend, just like all meaningless love and friendship nosness birk down in face of me. See, she weak, and her love distorted by me. Go to Garves knowing it by application of memory committance, for as short as is. Just as Rainbow Dash is Poneflick, and I am Poneman, so too Pinkie Pie Plofstick Erkenstork of some derption. Derfence does not matter. We are all friends, and bruning her as all still love not the bad guy.
Fluttershy said,
Only villain is you!
Point at Twinkleberry.
Twist her bells and love to you foul ends!
The goodess laughed snark snippily, with no insect remorse.
Oh, how's cut? Delude yourselves if want. It has end for you either ways. I was wont just to give taste, like with bakes of what awaits. The end cakes are upon indeed.
And Twinkleberry lick goodess point lips with sporked tongue, and deep yellow cross-sectioned also magenta eyes flicker. Not trademarker.
Figured it you out 10. All of those cases of peasants vanish, and add parts idented in backed products over centuries that ne'er mentioned in story. Yes, me! Wretches that you are! So many ponies lose fat and live in belfs, and thus I am dour poor off angst to mortalize book, which idiots read and belve. Pinkie Pie is just the latest, but has also served best out of all ever, and was so close to completing objective.
But Rarity was have none of this.
What objective? What I think?
She snickled to come back.
Just 5 more cacks required. And what coin dance? For what are seeing before me? Well, 6.
Spike had joined off screen.
But yes, numbers next. Final numbers I had give to Pinkie Pie were all yours. Have figured out at last. You are the end cakes.
After commercial breaker, Twinkleberry resumed.
Oh wait, movie does not have that!
The end cakes are you. After I finish what she start and devour you 5 ponies, I shall Posy's power to conquer all one verse.
Twinkleberry decried like echoes of past Alendor and Man Rutter.
You are to thankful you should be. I was giving your friend who had lost porpoise a reason for live. Although fake meaning like all meanings, but trash ned tathensis, and assign meaningless meanings for non-deities is what I do. Be accused I am good as
And so Applejack exulted. Such profound yeehaw point, but gee willikers, you plum-headed tarnation better say doggone your power years because something you did not count on.
Dare you! I am affist!
Shout Goodess with flower of nostrils, and Applejack ignored flagrant and immediately empirically demonstrable nonsensicality of Goodess's exhortation and say power years because contravention, you've forgotten one thing. Applejack whipped out from back. Cupcake. You powered by bad and scary power of cupcakes made from unregulated food sources. But we all of life, when Pinkie Pie was still good girl, eating cupcakes and loving. Years of earnest love went into old cupcakes. All of us filled to brim with Belly's love. The power of love and not hatred therefore win. Love from the real Pinkie Pie. Twilight perked up and knew. Yes, it is all truth, and we cans win. Because I belve that not just old cakes, but even cupcakes made sacred to you, Twinkleberry, were mad with love. Love not for just fuo for fuo, but for friends. Twilight Semite lost sense and worrup you, oh bad goodess. But I am belve, in midst of such as this, still shall was hold unto love of ferns, and all ones to make into cupcakes and save souls, as mandated by you of toasted Ilshin. Take breathe and struck. All of life Pinkie Pie lived for to have parties. And why? For to make other people be happy. Joy for others. So when lose sight of meaning to parties, was not just lose meaning of own life, feel that all of others meaningless, which have caused most pain of all. To res no she joy at book Twinkleberry was called give the meaning to others. But just like Banner saying, life is a parite, that is construe femtic element to enter a narrative of but original and destroy, which Pink transferred it from own home up into Fahora Wood House as remter of value of what doing. So too is life is a party. Better follow you. She is look at peepin outun, to and think why you're happy. Well, because life is party you are always invited to. You just don't have to accept invitation. Pink discovered fear of that happy feelings and belfs were delusions, as into man that stands supported by wall post or an empty gardener bench at party, that sees utters and sours, saying, you are in sound and ufri, sigint nothing. All looks meanless from utsud luxing in, but if she sut accept invit and walk in, then find truth. Pinkie Pie, my dear friend, and look up Twilight to dark void. Look through abyss like at Refulsion and Fountain, and half fat that's beyond pale, turf is string back. Yes, life is a party, and Brady was meaning all along.
Torching speech. Torching speech.
Twinkleberry was clapping slowly and smiking with Evle.
But meant nothing to me.
Then this mean?
Applejack juddered leg that was still holding cupcake, outstretched as refer Twinkleberry's Athenians to it. The veil good as ul confess.
What good? It is in your hoof a cupcake.
That right. This is not any cupcake. This is the one made of rainbow dash. All of girls gasped.
What rev planing? It percent no alvave. I are banished to this dark diamond with white cloud for ears in. Here I march profwell. And now as Pinkie Pie is utterwise occupied, I will back the end cake's self with Twinkleberry cupcake beam.
And it the self-stabment is harness on. All, each one of cars, place part of hoof on the cupcakes from Applejack. I did a call in case of spike. With Twilight, retrieve lad Macnide Baratan cupcake from Applejack, holding with both hooves and in middle of Gorp because main cara, although technically not in this store, but look shut. Cack point at Twinkleberry. Twinkleberry.
No! No! Implausible! Power of love and friendship is survive even in face of murderous psychosis?
Spike. Responsibility as friends to fight for friendship and never give up on each other, even from most tiring circumstances, and change to personality and diabolical actions. Don't strike your response lips. That is what Pinkie Pie would say. Rainbow Dash agreed.
Yes, she said same to me when I suggested to pack it in with unspeakable goodless torture.
Twilight say, you messed with Pinkie Pie and ex-Netschen by with Rainbow Dash, Rarity, and Fluttershy. And when you mess one, you all mess. Qued. Therefore,
Hey, you go there, Lavo!
Oh, sorry, Kibri. Twilight said next set nest after this. And we all here now, so that! And Cupcake Bem strat unsheesh Almatur Rainbow Beam out. And a Twinkleberry. But...
Put an end to this parson play and damn strat warts cannot overcome damn gogs!
The Twinkleberry explodes beam right back out of Cupcake Mark, which is following strictly green like waterfall effects of hair. And beams battle each for will. Yeah, glitch. But some oddles are based. And Twinkleberry Bem getting closer!
Quick, try like last time!
Rainbow Dash holler to advise proper procedure would be to attempt sidestep again. And Rarity and Fluttershy and Profudney say,
No!
No! All of others don't get, are not aware, can just move to side to sub-revved torp.
If ye do that, then what are saying is fat for ernst hearts cannot best pour fried rice Wilhelm yes. Yeah. It can tempt to vocal fat and face skull of abyss, which stares Bakak without relent and says, you and Valis are not mean. Have to do this. This is for principle eternal. That unionic, targinal fat and love does not need to hide from abyss and of conscience absurd. Thereof good cupcake power will unmitigably and indubitably will defeat bad cupcake power in full frontal cromflation, incontrivably for all rectal recurrence and without Turks of kids! Like Pinkie Pie will say to not strict fresh plebs. And besides, could not coordinate symbols the sidestep of Sixless.
Rainbow Consteed. Alright. But if all us were here, but need more power, Pinkie Pie is not here! It was 6 needed to add monsters sufficient power, and Spike is completely useless. Hey, where's Netriarch? Sorry, Spike. But as Beam getting closer, the fat of grills seemed to be slowing accretion. But was out of time? And then as if called not roast, fried rice Wilhelm yet the match rise and Kalp of Fudner. Upwards form cloud below, and say,
Have even read my books, you idiots!
Twinkleberry snarl.
Curse offer! Grammar is paramount! Did not read Book of Twinkleberry. Is prefect language used throughout? Because I goddess of English!
But offers stare down Twinkleberry like abyss and continue uninhibited. And doesn't matter if writing does not adhere to Pargdic convention and satisfy intellectual fashions and considerera in which constructed. Power of story is in all of us who are all times pulses and reglans, and if open heart, then even in thing you toget not worth attention, find soul of abyss staring back at ya Ergp. Soul that is love! Evna Sillist story with matter is meaning. If conceited with heart, which fried rice Wilhelm is fail. And so you, Twinkleberry, or should say the female Verizon of fried rice Wilhelm Kyler Kent, and my 8th school English text conmibned.
Foolish morts. It It was taking you all long enough. I was real centuries ago that goods will never respect girl goodness. And it was there, weaning glooped to despair. I realized that all of everything is albeit and pointless. Even the goods are wallowing in hoofless moils, abdin pros they are teach to morts, lacking in suspense, but with no more than grand goddess, who is almighty despite girl, and I cannot stand it! And so I soar to pour of grand goddess fiction of love and friendship, for I'b's truce,
Not cat and hat.
groundless that is. Grand goddess is fierce, meanless belfs on followers, and ex cat same as me! I am just the honest! Now, after I growed you and I am conquer one verse, then as I impose my conversely absurd valors on all, including self-econ lousily meaningless grammar rules and stylistic conventions, all shall like for nothing but of make cupcakes for me! Me! Including grand goodness! Never! We cannot let girls! And psych! For all of ones who ever lost fat in transcendentures meansing and fell to Twinkleberry, and to save world, we have to win!
Evil one's number is now pilling up, but Sittle, poor of bad wording and recgestion of but nil hymns and anti-nil hymns, was passing beam over to bad. Quotation marks, twink turn head staringly with the beam.
Cannot you idiots do anything?
Wording things with less than a-platable English? Good thing. I am sleepy. FC. I was then just as bad as 8 school English teacher and corrected your letter and poster. Oh my. Her eyes winded, right at Twink.
Twink geel back darkly. Yes, figure it out. I was 8 school English teacher. I was manifest by I was think I could win you vre. Fellis Mortgrel. Unfortunately, you will to storn, dipsite princess.
Are expelled.
F would never bake ones. Telling it to P, you friend.
That
Because is today.
Tigleram for Mistress Twinkleberry.
is shout by that what clever letters and suck things in paramiel demption or whatever this evening is.
Oh, how kind. Although I am not married.
Responded Twinkleberry, who reached out and daintily brusque Tegleram for post reason.
And...
Right slanted carrot symbol, right slanted carrot symbol, right slanted carrot symbol. Post-Priest snapped back after turning round as though leave, but actually Seekert intended to turn her back and say and along.
Don't have to be post so pap to help fiends.
What do you say? What say you, I mean to say?
Twinkleberry's shrill shirk shulk heads in dispel on open tailgammon finding out-of-date cupcake.
Belger! I can't stand out-of-date cupcakes!
Threw her away. Postpurse laugh and crash into lapmost, but then softly excellent. The beam execlobarly advancing on the terrible ones, adding Twinkleberry's luscious and beauteous eyes agape in horror. Twilight, in us are to end clacks, but they are end you! Now, by power of very cupcakes, you garroids for evil power! Twilight laid down ultimate final chord. Not misunderestimating power, love, and tolerating! This makes for rhyme 8 syllables on each side. Pulse fans not rap music vid of it. Thanks you rock sorts. Will Halden Kike. All good characters were starring menacingly and judgmentally. And this is Italy at Twinkleberry, who's starring back like Abyss in Dispel.
Cannot! Not to beat me!
shouted Twilight loudly.
You are worse than game that was named after my previously named book for no adequately explained reason. Peck with Monric Dyke!
All Twilight have to say in rasp is aches! And Pinkie Pie, who was watching in Pone Evan, yes, God, come down in spurt and assist translucently, but unaware by heroes in cathartic fashion, as all ponies and the Dargan charge and fire off Super Baked Beam Cupcake Carthage Destroyer. Twinkleberry stare in Clark Kentian disbelf, and even Occult betray her, just like Udja's eye. Do not own rights. Occult who stares straight back into abyss without reeled, for beyond.
No,
and end to goodness in far more gruesome manner than heretofore has ever seen in watered-down sequel to qualifying original. Appeal with their addends. Do not deserve intended to off-organize story. You are rule. This only possible because you, and I do not own rights to that story.
You haven't heard last! I will earn revenge!
The beam connect, searing the facial and the flayed laxations of miserable Goodess body, and gust condemned words that ours Twinkleberry expelled into hundreds of cupcakes.
A fitting punishment.
Conclude Doctor, who walked in and left for no reason. All of others accoutring her returned to garves and French cafes, etc.
You're a will to power hearing from my sister next time!
Cadence Nietzsche as piling Urhut back on self and tossing lid on Achvin. And the dead power of every man's defeat overpower of Clark Kent, thanks to Juice Zenogakina. From on high, Voya here.
I am incapacitated once more until another occult. But mark odds! One day, when hearts of morts grow dark and turn me, then the end cakes. I return for enslaved world and spit in face of grand goddess forever!
We'll have to get pretty in the morning for Kratchas, was the devastating ultimatum in return, spoken in unison by all of main characters at once. Includes Spike McSpang, who had also appeared off-screen at an earlier point in the story. Oh wait, mentioned this already. Camera written to book, second last page. Then the blood will run red, and the end cakes will be upon you. And if OST fail, is Riotna still one day for next worshiper adding sequel potential? This was the ominous second final words of the book Twinkleberry that had fallen to Pinkie Pie's when she e.g. searched for meaning life. I real did it, and made well-constructed and tightly woven story.
And because of our love and tolerate that we all made it, Elv. But not just yours. Or ours.
Fluttershy and Rarity look at each meaningfully, and walk to be alone together by side of cabin, and an indent somewhat with chimney on left and jutted wall to right. And they clasped front hoofs together and moved close into each other. Now, and but Rarity and Fluttershy, surprised to find all others had followed, and smiling, powell up calls to each other in crickle, moving in, and pers together. At Bedelen calls eyes. They closed eyes and look up of sky.
Thank you, Pinkie Pie, for our friend.
Thank you, Pinkie Pie, for our friend. Thank you, Pinkie Pie, for our friend. I am bet bronze while I hope for something else. And that little 5-year-old girls giggled cathcartically and walk away, back with friends head for hairdresser, and watching down from spirit fence a serene diaphanous pink form with spirit crying, but finally not of sad, and spirit's smile grown wider than ever had an entire life of live.
Thank you, Errol, for life.
Those last non-corporeal words Except wasn't, changed mine. And acid was 0. With cockburn in eyes, why, some expel semicolon eh? And curlers in hair and Barbara chair, Twilight Sparkle wrote a letters to Princess Celsius about what she had only been present at the very end of story to learn. Dear Princess Celestia, sometimes you will find that a dear friend you thought you knew well actually will make living pony sacrifices to demonic goodness. But different people have different belts, so it's odd. Because no matter what belts, love is in all. And everyone can be friends if try hard enough, and friends is worth our difference. Goodbye. Spike Oslo decided to have his hair dressed at Girl's hairdresser, because he just did, okay? But better than the Bible said, born for one more, honey. And in shock and plot twist, it turned out that hairdresser was also trying customers of turning into business. And so everyone laughed.